This was the era of posh Nash, 1932 through 1934. So elegant with smooth performance. But before getting into this one, I'm your host, Jay. Welcome to What It's Like, the automotive channel that shows you the machines of yesteryear. We post between 4 and 5 episodes a week, so if you're into binging content, this is the channel for you. Engine episodes generally on Wednesdays. If any of that sounds of interest to you, subscribe and hit the bell icon next to it to never miss a video. 1933 Nash model lineup was broken down into 5 series. In the basement was the Nash Big Series 1120. According to the standard catalog from 1885 through 1942, this series was identical to the 1932 series 1066. The standard 8 series 1130 was identical to the 1932 Big 6 1060 as well. The special 8 series 1170 was also a carryover from 1932. The advanced 8 series 1180 was similar and was pretty much a carryover design from the previous year, but it had less bright work around the radiator shroud. The Ambassador 8 Series 1190 was more or less a carryover design, with the only thing that was really added was there is a brace bar in the front that the headlights are mounted to. It gets a twin ignition 8 medallion. That is the only difference. That and the bright trim around the windshield are the only differences. Nash would offer the Ambassador from 1927 through 1957. When Nash was discontinued, AMC would pick up the Ambassador, and they would offer the model through 1974, offered in around 14 generations combined. And I say around because the early years of Nash kind of played the field as far as product and price was concerned. So generation isn't really the right word for early Nash. 1932 through 1934 is considered the Kenosha-Duesenberg Nash era. Nash offered some of the most posh vehicles that they ever offered during those years. 1933 Nash Ambassador could be had in body styles such as, but not limited to, and it's important to note that the Ambassador was offered in 2 wheelbase configurations for 1933, a smaller 133-inch wheelbase chassis, which the Cabriolet Coupe 4-door sedan and 4-door convertible sedan rode on. Then there was a larger 142-inch wheelbase chassis, which the brougham 7-passenger sedan and limousine rode on. The body profile has that low-slung look without being low-slung. I think it has a lot to do with the low roof profile. That roof isn't chopped. That is the way it is from the factory. 1933 did get a different dashboard. Let's talk specs. It rides a wheelbase of 142 inches. It weighs around 4,500 pounds. Price, around $1,800, which would be equivalent to you spending $44,279.86 in the year 2025. Total 1933 Nash production was 14,973 units. Moving on to engine, the Ambassador got the biggest, most robust inline twin ignition 8 available. 322 cubic inch displacement, 5.3 liters. It was good for 125 horsepower at 3,600 RPM. Estimated 200 pound-feet or 271 newton meters at 1,800 RPM with a bore of 3.375 inches and a stroke of 4.5 inches. 9 main bearings, twin ignition, overhead valve. It was backed to a 3-speed manual transmission. Let's talk styling on this absolutely gorgeous car. Starting with these running lights. Just look at all the detail in that housing design. It has a small center spine. Just look at all of the different textures cascading up. The fender profile is relatively smooth with this beading, this beadwork that runs the perimeter of the fender. Beautiful wire wheels. with pinstriping, Nash logo in the center. Bumpers are really clean, elegant profiled on the car with Nash logo in center. Just above that, there are accessory running lights mounted to a bar, and notice the bar linkage goes over here, suggesting that it hooks up to the steering so that when you turn the wheels, the lights go with it. This one's got dual horns underneath those massive headlights, which are mounted to this bar here that comes to a point, mimics the grille. These headlights are huge. There's my hand for reference. My hand is 7.5 inches long for reference. This nice Nash logo at the top of the headlight pocket. Also notice the headlight's not completely circular. Kind of has this like squiggly line at the top of both of them. Another Nash badge there. This one does have a center line which covers up the butterfly hinge. Going back towards the single piece windshield with windshield wipers mounted at the top. Notice the windshield frame is bright, which was a defining feature of a 33. Just look at that grille. The headlight buckets are bright. Just take a gander at how all of that is attached. It's all bright. This one has side louvers. And just check out that fender profile with the side mount, how it flows into the running board. Beautiful two-tone color. This one has two cowls, his and hers, with windshield wipers that come together at the top of the windshield. Just notice how it's bent and how the windshield wiper just tucks up there so that you can see. Side mirrors are placed on the door itself. The door has 3 hinges. This car does have drip rails which start right here and run the cabin of the car. This one being a 4-door also has doors in the back and 3 hinges on the door just like the front door. So look at all this bright work. Encapsulates this rubber piece on the running board with all of these bright beads. The rear fender has this beadwork at the back that mimics the front. The rear bumper does mimic the front bumper in its elegant design with the absence of overriders or bumperettes. Gas filler on the driver's side. This one has a built-in trunk. And back window. This one has the canvas top. Just take a look at this door panel. It's like a broadcloth material with carpet at the bottom. Also, check out this door profile. It tapers, gets wider as it goes up. Door handle to get out. Window crank for the big window. This is simulated wood, painted metal, but it looks like real wood. Just look at how it's all framed out. Coming down inside the pedal box down here, you have the hand brake, high beam switch, clutch, brake, gas pedal. This is the lever for the cowl vent. Just take a gander at this interior. Here is what over the hood looks like. Here's what first person over the hood would look like. Up above, there aren't any sun visors. This is the crank for the crank out windshield. Rear view mirror and center. Windshield wiper motor button, as well as a separate button for the windshield wiper over there. All right, so on to the button switches and knobs. Oil pressure at the top, gasoline gauge at the bottom. Coming over here, I'm sorry about the glare. That's why I was trying to do it with this camera instead of the big camera, because there's a glare. 100 mile per hour speedometer with odometer and trip odometer. Notice the crescent moon needle. Super cool. Over here, that's a cigarette lighter. You got your clock. And you got your amp meter and coolant temperature. Just take a look at all of how this dash is designed. It's got his and her glove boxes. There's one glove box for him and her glove box over there for her. This is the starter, choke, got ride control. You can go from soft to firm, stiffen up the shock absorbers. Key. So the rear door is a lot like the front door, only it's in the back, and you got a map pocket inside the door panel itself. Door handle to get out, window crank for the big window. Just take a look at this back here. You got a footrest, nice big footrest, as well as robe rail on the back of this, on the back of the seat. And the robe rail is made out of metal to hang a heavy blanket off of in the wintertime, just in case you got cold or whatever. So creature comforts back here. There are armrests on the seat itself. There is an ashtray with cigarette lighter combo, handle to hold on to. There are lights. There are lights in the corners. There's one light there. There is a privacy shade, as well as another light over here. This side just has an ashtray and armrest. On the positive side, striking appearance, especially in the higher models like the Advanced 8 and the Ambassador series. Big inline 8, 322 cubic inch displacement under the hood. Considered full classic by the Classic Car Club of America. Against it, parts, the cars themselves, people that know these cars are getting few and far between. The twin ignition 8 is complex and it has cable brakes. All right, now it's time for Would You Rather. 3 scenarios today because these cars are awesome. But anyway, which one would you rather have? 1933 Auburn or 1933 Nash Ambassador or 1933 Willis Knight with the sleeve valve engine? I'm going to leave this here for a minute. If you need more time, feel free, pause the video. On to the second scenario. 1933 Chrysler Imperial or 1933 Nash Ambassador or 1933 Packard 8. Once again, going to leave this here for a minute and just look at the Nash in comparison to these cars. I can't think of another time you can compare a Nash to these cars. Third scenario is a bit outside the box, as it always is, but which one would you rather have? 1936 Cord 810 or 1933 Nash Ambassador or 1933 Graham Blue Streak? Once again, gonna leave this here for a minute. If you need more time, feel free, pause the video. Now it's time for Name That Tune. First person to give both the name of the band and the song title correctly will have their comment pinned to the top of the comment section. And just for the record, when recording this episode, nobody has gotten the previous two. The one from the BMC engine episode or the Cadillac Eldorado episode. Both of those have yet to be claimed. Dennis, are you listening? Anyway, thank you all so much for coming out and watching this one. If you'd like to get in touch with me, shoot me a comment in the comment section below. Until next time, toodaloo! Welcome to the after show. This part of the video doesn't have any sound or commentary, but you can put whatever sound or commentary you wish in the background. Enjoy.